and welcome back. So as you can see here, I have another declutter for you, and today we're going to be targeting my foundation and concealer drawer. I have actually not done a declutter on these, I think, ever. So I'm gonna be going through all of this today with you guys, sharing my opinions on it all. I love these videos because you get some really good information about all of these products. You know, what worked for me, what didn't, and yeah, you get to see what I keep, what I've been loving and whatnot. So I don't know, I love declutters. Hopefully you guys do too. Pretty excited to do this because it is long overdue. And with us all self-quarantining, self-isolating, I mean, there's no better time than now to do some spring cleaning, some decluttering. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start going through this. I'm gonna start with removing all of this from the drawers, and then we'll go through it one by one. So let's do it. Oh gosh, and I just have way too much product here. Okay, so I counted and I have 21 concealers and 48 bottles of foundation. Jeez Louise, that is way too much product for me to actually be able to use up on my own. So I'm gonna be aiming to get rid of at least 50 to 60% today. That way I can give some away, so that way this product can actually be used. I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the foundation bottles, and yeah, let's just try to go through this. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. All right, so right off the bat, I have some foundations and mixing pigments by LA Color. So the foundation mixing pigments are these guys. They are actually really good to have in your kit if you are a makeup artist. If you're just an individual, it's kind of good to have just one or the other. I personally use so much the white mixing pigment because I usually buy a foundation that's just a little bit too dark for me. So this one is really good to have on hand just to help mix it a little bit and make it your perfect shade. So the white mixing pigment I'm actually going to keep for myself. I've used this quite a bit. These other three colors I personally don't use, so I'm actually going to gift these away to one of my friends, makeup artist. She could really use those. Those will be great for her kit. So I'll keep that one for myself. And as far as the Pro Matte Longwear Foundation, this one I do enjoy. It's really good for oily skin. It stays matte for a really long time. So I enjoy having that one on hand, especially during the summer times when I'm the most oily. So I'm gonna keep those two. Then I thought I had another one, but I think I gave that one away. So this is the Tarte, hold on, let me zoom you guys in just a little bit more. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. I actually did a video comparing both the Shape Tape foundations because they launched two different variations, and this one is just no. Did not like it. This one is definitely gonna be decluttered. I don't even know why that was still in my collection. Oh man. Told you guys I needed to go through this drawer. Okay, I just figured it out. I don't know if you guys noticed, but everything was turning super yellow. So these baskets were actually shifting the color of the camera. No clue why, but I was turning everything orange. So I'm gonna have to remove these baskets till I am done, or else everything's just gonna come out super yellow. But I'm glad I figured that out. That was driving me crazy right now. I had to stop filming to fix that. But let's move over now to one of my favorite foundations. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. I'm actually on my third bottle of this one. I just picked this up a couple of weeks ago. Such a good foundation if you have oily skin. I mean, this will stay put the entire day long. Honestly, this is my go-to foundation if I know I'm gonna be in my makeup for a really long period of time. So I love having that one on hand. I can't live without it right now. Then we got another favorite of mine. So this one is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. Absolutely love this foundation for oily skin. Keeps the oils at bay. Really good coverage on it. Love having that one in my collection too. Oh, I actually have two foundations that are new that I did purchase from Ulta Beauty. So these are actually still sealed. I've been meaning to try these ones out. I have the Demi Matte Foundation and the HD Soft Focus Liquid Foundation. They're really affordable and you can find them at Ulta. So I was just thinking I wanted to try these ones out and see how they work because I do love my affordable foundations and you guys know that. So if you've tried either one of these, let me know. I know they're a little bit older foundations. They're not new launches or anything like that. So let me know if you've tried them before and you like them because I am about to try them here any day. Oh man, and this guy is just about done here. I mean, it looks absolutely disgusting. I'm so sorry about that, but she is about to be finished. Not a whole lot of product in there. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. I've talked about this foundation a few different times and it is so good. This one has some SPF in it. It's definitely not as matte as the other guys that I'm keeping over here. It has a little bit of a more hydration to it, which is definitely good to have. So this is actually one of my favorites. They have rebranded since I bought this one, but I will definitely pick up the newer version as soon as I finish this one because this one's about to be done any day now. All right, then I got another one that is actually almost done. This one is almost empty now. I've made it my mission to use this one up pretty much. This is the Maybelline Dream Urban Full Coverage Foundation with SPF 50 in it. It's a really good everyday kind of foundation. It doesn't feel too heavy even though it says it's full coverage, and it definitely does give you that coverage. But if you are extremely oily like myself, you will find yourself doing quite a bit of touch-ups with this foundation. Even though I made it my mission to use this one up, I think once I am actually done with this one, I don't believe I'm gonna be repurchasing it. So I think I'm just gonna use this one up and then she's gonna be going. Which actually leads me over to this guy. This is the Dream Radiant Liquid Hydrating Foundation. They launched these two new foundations not that long ago. This one's the more recent. And you know, it's kind of the same thing with this one. It's not bad. It feels really good on. It's comfortable. But I do find myself getting quite a bit oily with it and I have to do a few touch-ups. So I don't mind using it up, but I don't think those two will be a repurchase for me. Oh man, then we got one foundation that is definitely going to be going into the declutter pile. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation SPF 15. This one I actually think, were they getting rid of this one? I think I saw them like clearancing all of these ones and making room for some new stuff. So I'm not even sure if they're still selling this one, but this one made me super oily, cakey, and just everything was just going wrong with this foundation. So I actually don't reach for this one at all. Gonna be decluttered. Got another foundation here by Wet n Wild. This is their stick foundation, and again, kind of the same story here. Does not work with my oily skin. I mean, stick foundations are usually a miss for me and my oily skin. Sometimes there's a win, sometimes there's a really good one, but this one was definitely a miss. So that one's gonna be going to, oh gosh, this is one I didn't even realize I still had. This is the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Foundation. I mean, everybody was talking about this foundation for so long. It was so hyped up. Everybody was saying this was the greatest foundation ever, and it really wasn't. I really dislike this foundation. It did not work for me. I got so cakey looking in this one, so oily. I mean, even just when I first put on the foundation, it didn't look or sit right. Yeah, no, declutter. Did not work. Why do I still have that? Oh, even with this one. So, oh man, why do I have these? This is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Powder Foundation. This one says it's just 16-hour wear though. It's the same kind of variation as this other one. Ooh, no. So oily. So oily wearing this one. Declutter. Another one to the declutter pile. Unfortunately, this one did not work. I gotta admit, I didn't have high hopes for it though, because this was actually from my Dollar Tree makeup haul and try-on first impressions. This is the Sassy and Chic Moisturizing Foundation. Yeah, I mean, it was $1. I gave it a shot, but it really did not work. It did not do anything really. Alright, so far making some good progress, I would say. Let's see, what else do we got here of my collection? This one, so the ABH Luminous Foundation. We all recognize this packaging here. I actually put this one up against the Fresh Wear Foundation when I first reviewed this one. And, you know, pretty similar in the coverage and whatnot and the wear. I do get a little bit more oily in this one compared to the Fresh Wear, so still love that one way more. But this is also a really good foundation, so I'm going to hang on to that one. We got a little bit of a newer foundation here. This is the Becca, what were you? Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. This one I just got in my BoxyCharm. I've tried it a couple times. I think I've tried it with the wrong type of concealer. I think my concealer was way too full coverage too because they did not mix. I mean, it was not a good foundation day when I tried this out. I realized also the shade was very wrong. I'm gonna have to use my mixing pigment on this one because I looked very orange. But I'm gonna hang on to that one. It's very new. I want to try to see if I can make it work before I pass it on. Got another goodie here. This is the IT Confidence in a Foundation. I don't know why this one got so many bad reviews. It actually got really negative reviews. I think it was on Ulta's website and whatnot. I really enjoy this foundation. It's really good for oily skin. The foundation holds up all day, so I personally really like it. I'm gonna hold on to it. Oh, we got a classic here. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation, the Matte and Poreless. I personally really enjoy this one. This one's an old school one. This one's been around for quite some time, but I enjoy it, so I'm gonna still hang on to that one. Oh man, I think I'm starting to keep too many foundations here. How many do I got? 2, 4, 14. Ooh, okay. So if I want to cut 50%, I can only keep another 10, so I need to be a little bit more selective here. Let's start being a bit more cutthroat here. This one, I think I will pass along. This is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie. Honestly, this was a beautiful foundation. Sat so nicely on the face. Gorgeous coverage, but man, oh man, does it make me super, super oily. Oh gosh, it was so unfortunate because it was so beautiful. I mean, it looked just so good, except from the oil. So I think I'll pass this one along to someone who's a little bit more dry skinned. I think they'll love it. I've been meaning to pass that one along. Should have done it sooner. Ooh, this one's gonna go. This is the Stila Illuminating Liquid Foundation. I was not a fan of this foundation. It didn't work for me at all. I don't know what it was, and it also had like a weird chemically feeling to it. So yeah, this one's gonna be passed. Okay, getting a bit more cutthroat here. Good, good. Got a Bobbi Brown foundation here. This one was actually given to me by my mom. I think she didn't enjoy it, so she gave it to me to try. I tried it, and I remember like it was kind of like a meh foundation. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So I'm gonna pass that one on. I don't reach for it really at all. Oh, this one. Oh man, this one's a little bit older in my collection, and I say older because I've had it for a little while now. I did a video on it like, what, a year and a half ago, maybe longer? So it's been here for a while. Definitely longer than it should. This used to have a sponge tip applicator that I removed because of the other one that I had that started to mold. It just completely threw me off to the sponge tip applicator foundations. Not a fan of those, so yeah, I'm gonna declutter this one and I probably won't be picking it up again. It was also a little bit too expensive for being at the drugstore. This one was like 20 bucks, and that's a lot higher for at least the drugstore, I think. And I had some other ones I liked a little bit more. Let's see here. We got some e.l.f. now. So this is the e.l.f. Tinted Moisturizer, the SPF 20 sunscreen. I actually got this one that was a little bit too dark for me. I forgot what shade this was. This was beige, so this one ended up being way too dark for me, so I barely used it. Gonna pass that one along. And then I also had the e.l.f. foundation. This one, I forgot what the name is. Is it just the oil-free SPF 15 sunscreen? I know a lot of people said that they really enjoy this one, but I don't know. I didn't really see the appeal of this one. I mean, my motto is kind of like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great, you know? So I think I'll, get rid of this one. I have a lot of foundations here. I'll pass this along to someone else. See if they want to use it. Can't be hoarding foundations now. You can't do it. Got a Milani here. This is the Conceal and Perfect Foundation Stick. This one I was not a fan of. I felt like I got a little bit cakey in it. I had a lot of oil problems in it. It's just one of those stick foundations that was not good for oily skin. So she's going. Oh man, now it's getting tough. I'm getting down to some of the last ones. Oh man, did this one mold? So right along the base here, there's some like dark spots in there, right down here. It doesn't look like it's bubbles. Yeah, it's just staying down there even though I'm shaking it. So I think this one has actually gone bad. This is the JCat HD Skin Sealer Foundation. I think that one is time to go. Then it looks like we got a little bit more Becca here. This is the Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation. This one's super lightweight. Honestly does feel like water going on your face. I mean, it barely feels like anything. It's a little bit lighter coverage than I kind of like to go for, but I mean, it's good for those kind of off makeup days. But I actually don't really reach for it all that much, so I think it's better to just pass it along than to try to keep it and use it maybe here and there. It'll get a little bit better home with someone else. It's still good. Next up, we got two here by Juvia's Place. Both are their new foundations. The I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation over here and their Stick Foundation. I don't know what name this one has. Doesn't say. But the I Am Magic Velvet Foundation, it did not work for me. I felt way too cakey in it, so I'm gonna pass that one along. The Stick Foundation, actually, though, I did enjoy, so I think I'll hold on to that one. One in, one out, not too shabby. Ooh, is this one still good? I think it is. gotta do a little swatch test there. This is the Flesh Foundation Stick. Honestly, the best stick foundation that I have found for oily skin. The only thing is you get like the teeniest amount of product. I mean, look at how small this one is compared to the Juvia's Place. What's the size difference here? Just about half in the Flesh Stick than the Juvia's Place one. It's expensive for how little product you get, but man, is it good. Keeping that one. Got another tough one here. So I have two by Flower Beauty. I have the Light Illusion and the, what was this one called? Erase Everything. I have been trying out this one. This one is brand spanking new. This has a brush tip applicator, hasn't even been used. I bought it to put up against the Flower Beauty foundation just because I wanted to see the difference between the two. This one's supposed to be a little bit more luminous, hydrating, and it's a really good foundation, but I do find myself getting really oily in it. I wanted this to work so bad just because it looked so good on and it looks great for the first couple hours, but man, you get oily in it. So I wanted to see if this was any better. So I think I'll keep the one that I want to try out that's new, use up a couple foundations and then work that one in, see if I like it, but maybe I'll pass this one along. Oh yeah, almost through all the foundation, just 11 left. Already found another one I want to keep. This is a really good drugstore foundation. This is Revlon Color Stay Full Coverage Foundation. Definitely enjoy my full coverage foundations. Holds up on me, looks beautiful, love it. Staying in the collection, can't make me get rid of it. So I think if I'm keeping that one, I'll get rid of the Revlon Candid. Good foundation, good for oily skin, holds up all day. The only thing is this one is so dry. Like, it makes my oily skin feel dehydrated. It's really, really weird. And yeah, I just don't like the feeling of this one on, so I think I'll get rid of that one. Then I got the Revlon Infallible Pro Glow, and surprisingly enough, even though it says Pro Glow, I don't really have any issues with this one. And it's a really good summertime foundation. It doesn't look so matte. It gives a little bit of a radiance to the skin without making it look like it's drenched. You know what I mean? Like, it still holds up, but it just looks a little bit more revitalized. Let's see, what else do I want to keep? I want to hold on to this one. This is a Joa Beauty, the Truly Yours Natural Finish Foundation Drops. This was a surprising foundation. Found it randomly at CVS and I tried out a bunch of stuff for their line, and the foundation was actually really good. Along with their concealer, which you're about to see. Those two were really good. So I'm gonna hang on to that one. Then I got one that I am torn to get rid of. I definitely got this one kind of recently, so that's why I'm like, should I get rid of it? But you know what? Maybe I should pass it along instead of just having it sit here, because I know myself, I'll use the other ones before I use this one. This is the Kokie Full Cover Foundation. Again, it was just one of those like really drying foundations. It just felt a little bit uncomfortable on the skin. So I think I'll pass that one on to someone else to have try. Oh, and then I have one more here by Wet n Wild. So this is the Makeup Locker. This was a part of their active line. It was in a super fun jar, which drew me into it. This is a BB cream, so it's gonna be super lightweight, have a little SPF in there. Really good for your natural makeup days. I didn't like that it had this thing on top. It's got a little highlighter and a color corrector. Not really my cup of tea, and I think I would have preferred a CC cream rather than a BB cream. It's just a little bit too light for me in the coverage. So I was gonna keep it, but I think I'm gonna settle on getting rid of it and giving it to someone else. There's that It Cosmetics CC cream that looks really good. I see a lot of people wearing that and it looks amazing. I think that's what I need to try out, is a CC cream for my everyday kind of days. All right, then just a couple more here. Got another foundation here by LA Girl. This is their Pro Coverage HD foundation. This one is different than the other one. This one's their Pro Matte, and the Pro Matte works so much better for me than the HD Pro Coverage one. This one I get quite oily in. This one I do not, so I'm gonna hang on to the matte one. All right, almost through the lot here now. We just got 4 more to go, and let's talk Neutrogena. So this is their Hydro Boost, and I think I'm gonna pass this one along. I actually don't reach for it all that much. I think I reached for it a couple times to try it out and it just wasn't for me, so I'll pass that one along. Ooh, tough one. These are my last 3 foundations: the L'Oreal True Match, the ColourPop No Filter, and the Makeup Revolution Matte Base, the pore blurring one. Let's see, I should probably only keep one of these 3, and I think I will, oh gosh, this is tough. You know what, I think I'll get rid of the ColourPop just because I know this one is just really light for me. I have a hard time making this one work because it's super pale. I have to use a lot of bronzer and mix it with another foundation to try to boost it up, because I mean, look at that compared to me. This is the Fair 15 one. I think I need to go a little bit darker in the shade, so I'll get rid of that one, although that is a great foundation. And then between these two, I think I'll keep the Revolution Matte Base and I'll get rid of the L'Oreal. Gotta be cutthroat here. So that was all of my foundations. I ended up only keeping 21 foundations. That's not bad. That's what, like just 44%? Not bad. Okay, I could work with that. I mean, it's a little bit more than I probably should have. I mean, 21 foundations is a lot, but it's a lot less than 48. I'm getting rid of quite a bit. So let's move over now to the concealers. Yes, I still have more. These probably shouldn't take as long since I have less concealers. Should move kind of quick. Number 1, Tarte Shape Tape. I am going to be keeping this one. I'm almost done with it. I've got like the teeny tiniest bit left in there. I personally do really enjoy this concealer. I know it's very like you love it or you hate it. I personally do enjoy it. I do think that it does start to get a little bit more, you know, chunky the longer you have it. So I think it works a little bit better when it's fresh and you just can't hold on to it for too long, but I do enjoy the coverage of it. I think that's really nice. Oh my gosh, this one's a really good one. This is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Concealer. I think this is my second one now, and I just about ran out of it. It barely comes anything out on the wand here. I'm scraping at the sides of this one. I'm gonna be repurchasing this one. Really good full coverage concealer. Then I got two here by LA Girl, and I don't know why I have this one here. That one's a one I use for contour. This one's the one I used for concealer. And this one I had in my project pan, and I used almost all of it up. It is basically empty in there. Very proud of myself here. I think I could declutter this one now. This was their lightest shade at the time. It's the shade Porcelain. I had a lot of difficulty trying to make this one work. I had to use it with other concealers because this is supposed to be their lightest one, and it definitely isn't light. It's pretty dark on me. I'm very, very pale, so this one was a little bit tricky to try to use. So I'm gonna look in to see if they've gotten any lighter shades. It's been a while since I actually looked at that. I mean, I bought this a while ago, so I'll have to check on that, but I'll declutter this one. Let's see. What else do we got? We got one with a missing cap here. This is the LA Colors Liquid Makeup. Oh, was this supposed to be like the foundation too? This is one that I got for the Dollar Tree makeup haul and try on too. Yeah, I think I tried to use it for foundation and concealer and it just did not work. It didn't work. Decluttering that one. Then we got one here by Joa's Beauty, and this is the one I was talking about that I really enjoyed, their foundation and the concealer. Really good full coverage concealer. Hanging on to that one. My favorites are the full coverage. I don't know if you guys can tell. Then I got one here by Pretty Vulgar. I got this one in BoxyCharm too, actually, and got a shade that was a little bit too dark for me. I actually have this one to kind of mix with other shades to try to make it work. I have some that are a little bit too light for me, so I like to mix this one in. I also just personally feel like the coverage is lacking a little bit in this one. It's very, very sheer. Like, it's very, very minimal makeup kind of day if you're putting on this concealer, so you know, not my preferred preference with concealer, but I think I'm gonna hang on to this one just because it's a really good mixing one. It doesn't really alter my other concealers, at least the ones that I've been using this with. It's just good to help kind of even out some of the color. And again, I got one that was misplaced. This is my highlight stick from Smashbox. Put that up in another one. Let's see, oh gosh, this one. The NYX Wonder Stick. This one's a little bit of an older one. This is the contour and highlight stick. Yeah, this one did not work. Not a fan. Could barely see the coverage on either side. Time to declutter. Not sure why I still have that. Got one here by Makeup Revolution. This is the matte base concealer. And this one is one of these like dry stick ones. It kind of looks like a stick foundation, but it's for concealer. I thought it would be fun to try, and I was not a fan. So I think I'll pass that one along. I just bought that one not too long ago, and I know myself I'm not gonna reach for it. Got the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I unfortunately bought this one in way too light of a shade. I bought this one in Fair Beige. Way too light. I have to mix with that one, but I like that concealer, so I'll hang on to that one too. Oh, then I got a little palette here. The concealer. Oh, got this one in BoxyCharm. This was a color correcting palette. I used the orange a little bit. I think this one will be really beneficial to one of my makeup artist friends. I will pass that along to them because I don't really color correct all that much. It's honestly a very rare occasion if I do, so that'd be better passed along. Oh man, I think this one is done for. This is the Tarte Maracuja concealer. Yeah, it gave it a little sniff here. It smells a little bit chemically, so I think this one is time to get rid of from the collection. Look at that, the concealer is actually moving pretty quick here. And I got another one I want to declutter. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. This was supposed to be the matching combo to the Fresh Wear Foundation, and honestly, I really disliked this concealer. Saw so many people raving about it, and I just felt like it was really chunky and cakey, and it did not look good on me. It was just not a fan of this concealer, so that one I'm gonna declutter. Got another one here by Makeup Revolution. This is from the Makeup Obsession line. You know how Makeup Revolution has a couple different lines on their website. And it's the Mega Concealer, long wearing concealer with caffeine in it, which sounded really good because it's gonna perk up your under eyes, help with the puffiness and whatnot because the caffeine's supposed to be really good. It's really new to my collection. I honestly haven't had it for that long, but I just wasn't a really big fan of this concealer. It was really sheer in the coverage, and I like a little bit more full coverage. I was kind of thinking that it was gonna be, since, I don't know, something about it just made it look like it was gonna be really full coverage. It's got this giant doe foot applicator applicator, but it just turned out to be really, really sheer. Had to build it up quite a bit in order to make it work. So I think I'll pass that one along. You know what? Someone else might really enjoy that. I'm actually getting rid of a lot. I'm not even keeping that much. I'm very picky with my concealers, apparently. Got another one for the decluttering pile. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Concealer. This is the older variation, I believe. I mean, it's the older packaging and whatnot. Not a bad concealer, just nothing extraordinary, nothing that had me keeping on reaching for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass that one along. Then we got one that is actually gonna be going to the bin because this one is empty. I don't know why I hold on to the empty ones. I think I was saving onto it to do a product empties video, but I think it's time to just get rid of it. I just had it sitting here. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I actually use this one as a mixing concealer because I bought one that was a little bit too dark for me. I'm really bad at picking concealer shades apparently, like foundation. So that one was used up. And actually that's one I used with this concealer. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Concealer. I picked this one in way too light of a shade. Why do I do this to myself? Why? It's so hard to pick at the drugstore since there are no testers. One of the really unfortunate things, I wish they put testers in the drugstore. That would be freaking sweet. Like, I am playing a guessing game every single time. But I like the concealer, so I'm gonna hang on to that one too. And then I just have two more cream concealers. So I got the Juvia's Place Concealer and the Believe Beauty. This one was really affordable too. I think this one was $4. The foundation was $5. This one was the exclusive to Dollar General. This one, I just had an issue with their lightest shade being a little bit too dark. Like the concealer, but just wish they made a lighter one. I think at the time they only came out with like 4 different colors. Definitely needed to step it up. I'm gonna check if they've stepped up their range since I last checked. And the Juvia's Place one, I enjoy this one too. I think I'll hang on to that one. So then that just leaves me with 3 little jar concealers, and you know, personal preference, I'm not really big on the little jars for the concealer. I feel like they're a lot drier. So I really mainly use these to clean up around the brows, and to clean up around the brows, I don't need 3 of them. I barely touched the Bobbi Brown one, so I think I'll pass this one along because that's a fun one for someone else to have. You know, it's Bobbi Brown. And you know what? I think the Benefit Boing is a little bit newer than the NYX one, so I think I'll hold on to that one, get rid of the NYX one. And there we have it. All the concealers and foundations I am keeping. Let me put them in their cute little baskets. Wow, look at how much less that is. And then my foundations, let's pop them all in here. Can I make them fit in one container? I don't know. Whoa! Look at that improvement. I could fit everything into just 2 baskets. I had 4 before. So let me show you the ones I'm getting rid of. Oh yeah, look at that. All of these are gonna be decluttered. That's a whole lot of foundation and concealer here. So I ended up keeping 9 concealers, 21 foundations. So I actually ended up getting rid of 11 concealers and what was that? 27 foundations? I mean, that is more than half. That is really, really good. I honestly think I made huge progress today. It feels really good to look into this drawer now. And you know what? I think I'm gonna keep it going this week. I'm gonna keep going through all my drawers doing my declutter series because we are still in the shelter in place right now. So might as well keep this spring cleaning going. I got plenty of drawers to go through. So make sure you stay tuned for those videos. I'll be working on those this week. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell button. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!